guys enjoy the show today. We had plans. We were going to go to Spanish Lake or possibly even a new location, but unfortunately the bus didn't show up. So I didn't have the strength to be able to ride that scooter all the way up to Spanish Lake and back. So uh, picked up our gear and came back to good old Fairgrounds Park. No better place to come and cut the lines for a little while, especially on the weekdays. I'm sure this lake is pretty spooky. Holidays, July. By the way, I hope you guys had an awesome 4th of July. I was stuck in the hospital, I'm afraid. And unfortunately, I had a little scooter accident, and it wasn't that bad of a hit, but it tore my old hernia surgery out, and actually dislocated an existing kidney stone. Yeah, that's bouncing around in my kidneys right now. Needless to say, I'm not in great physical shape right now, folks. I'm probably at about 50% what I usually am, but I'm getting better, folks. I'm getting better. You guys enjoy the show today. Let's see, cellular data is on. All right, we look good, folks. Nope. Let's go and get a. Let's whip the line, folks. See if we can catch a fish. I'm seeing some schools of shad, some bass coming in around here. Never know what's going to be down here. It's the first cast I've made in about a week. I've been in the hospital, folks. I do apologize. That's just stuff this happens. I won't get into the details of how it happened. Needless to say, I'm pretty good pain right now with that hernia surgery out. I've got an appointment to get that fixed. Let's see. I believe that's Wednesday next week. I get that fixed. Yeah, it literally tore the old mesh that was holding that hernia in place out. And that's how hard I hit the ground, folks. It wasn't that bad of a hit, to be honest. I only got a little bit of road rash on my leg. I didn't think I really hit that hard, but as soon as I hit, I realized I felt that, and I realized that something had happened. All right, let's go into our license and we'll check that chat book. See, Smarty Pants, how you doing today, Smarty Pants? Smarty Pants says, hey. And Chris, how you doing today, Chris? Chris says, good luck, Mike. Smarty Pants says first, yes sirree, you were first in chat, Chris was second, and Dave was third. How you doing today, Dave? Dave says, afternoon, everyone. Smarty says, good luck. Thank you, my friend. Don't have a lot of energy, so I thought, Fairgrounds would be a perfect. Well, I really wanted to go to Spanish Lake, to be honest. I had my gear, and I was set at the bus stop for 2 friggin' hours. I gave up. I packed up our gear and moved us down here to at least some open water. Chris says Smarty. Dave says Chris. Smarty says, hey, Chris. Smarty says, hey, Dave. Dave says Smarty. Smarty says hi. And Gail, how you doing today, Gail? Gail says, gravity stinks sometimes. Yes, sirree. Ain't no better words were ever spoken. I didn't really hit that hard, folks, but those meshes, they have a tendency to come out sometimes. I do have a popper and stuff tied on, folks. This is a really good lake to cast artificials, but I don't have a lot of energy to be working this stuff. Assuming I can cast underneath the trees and stuff. I haven't cast it for a while, folks. You got to give me a little bit of a leniency here. I don't have a lot of strength. My arms are a little weak from sitting in a hospital bed for 3 friggin' days. Hope as a green sunfish or something popped at it. A pretty good little green sunfish popped up at it. A little sign. Yeah, I'm off. I'm not gonna get frustrated, folks. I'm just getting my fishing legs back. Fishing arms and legs, to be honest. I also got a spinnerbait tied on, something that's easier to cast and retrieve. Shoreline does look great. I wish I had more energy. Let that set for a minute. Let that bass, whatever, looking up at it, get a chance to get angry. Look where it is. Rich says Gale. And Rich, how you doing today, Rich? Rich says get him. Chris says Rich. And Malik, how you doing today, Malik? Malik says good to see you out here, Mike. Yeah, we might be a little low on juice, folks, but we're out here fishing. What better way to at least get out and wet the lines, get your energy back, than to come out here and put a worm on a bobber and see if you can catch anything. Malik says, Chris Smarty says, wonder what's the biggest fish in that pond is. Probably a common carp. They getting to be about 35, 40 pounds in this lake. There are also a few channel catfish in the 8 to 10 pound range. Yeah, that's probably. See, Smarty says everyone subbed and liked up. Gail says one can lose strength and muscle tone quick when laid up in the hospital. Yep, that's why I'm out here doing a little easier fishing, trying to get the old muscle structure back. It says, how are you, Chris? See, Smarty says, these are facts. Yep, you got it. And Jason, how you doing today, Jason? It says, Mike, brother. See, Smarty says, gay, huh? Golly. See, Chris says, doing good, Richard. How are yourself? 13 incredible people in it. Seeing 14 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let's focus in, see if we can actually catch something. There's a lot of nice bluegill in here, bass, crappie, channel catfish. We just got to get these guys to hit. You got to remember, it was 4th of July. It was Sunday yesterday too, so these fish are going to be a little finicky. I'm sure they're going to be around, but we just got to find them. Hopefully they find me, because I ain't got a lot of freaking energy to search for them today. Look at that. Check it out, folks. I'm going to do this. I hate to do this, but I'm going to do it. Check this out. Got him. Got him. Got him, folks. It was his fault. He tried to eat my bobber. Yeah, this isn't actually legal till July 31st. Then you can keep these guys. I told you, there's some big friggin' bullfrogs in this lake, folks. Yeah, it's a catch. We gotta let him go, though. Check that guy out, folks. That is a big old bullfrog. He come up trying to eat my bobber. I was like, dude, really? And he ain't letting go of that worm. That's his reward for showing off on YouTube. Rivet, 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 rivet. Ribbit. Ribbit. Big guy, buddy. Ah, other way, dummy. Other way. Go the other way. Back the other direction. That way. Go that way. That way, numbnuts. Go on. That way. There you go. There he goes. Oh boy. The only person that was catching bullfrog on the line intentionally. Oh boy, that made me smile. Folks. 14 incredible people in and 16 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Molly says, did you manage to get home on the 4th? Or did you stay in the hospital? It took, no, I didn't get back till late on the 5th. Let's see, Chris says Jason. Chris says Dan. Dan, how you doing today, Dan? And it says, nice soft bit of grass, can't beat. Good to see you okay. Let's see, Jason says Chris. Chris says Dan. And says hello, everyone. And Chris is laughing his butt off. Let's see, Jason says Dan. Marty says, other way, dummy. Let's see, Rich says biggin. Rich says blast down. Marty says back. And Karen, how you doing today, Karen? Karen says morning MVP and chat and mods. Let me pop a few wrenches, folks. You guys see me gripping my side. It's because well, that's interesting. I cannot see you guys' chat. Well, I wanted to give out some wrenches, but let me see. No, still no chat here. But I can see it on my backup cell phone, so that's weird. I wonder why it's doing that. And there we go, folks. Yep, finally got her in. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, she was, I could not see you guys' chat. I can't see this stuff right now. My eyes are all blurry. Let's see. Karen. And as a standard, we are also going to go way up here. And there we go. Just popped a couple of wrenches there, folks. Nothing to worry about. Oh, and Gail, I did want to get you a... Yeah, it's been over our month period, folks, so I'll start giving out wrenches more frequently. And that was weird. She was not letting me I couldn't see you guys' chat over there, and I could see it over here. That was weird. 19 incredible people and 20 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Let's see. Chris says Karen. Chris says Arnold. Marty Pants says hey. Marty Pants says hi. Oh, I missed you, Smarty Pants. You've been in quite a bit, so let me... Oh, I got you, I think. All right, yeah, I got it. Sorry, folks. Karen says hello outdoors. Oof, yeah, that is what hurts, spinning up and down. It says he's in. Carp. Yale says good looking frogs. Yeah, they're not legal till July 31st, I'm afraid. Then we can keep them suckers. Maureen says, thank you so much. You're very welcome. And Lisa, how you doing today, Lisa? Lisa says, hey, boo. And it says, I've heard that bullfrogs are good to eat. They're extremely good to eat. I mean, there isn't much better tasting fish in this entire lake, tasting thing in this entire lake than Frog's Lake. They sell those at the stores. They do, folks. They sell them at the stores. I'm going to put this a little bit deeper and kind of work this edge with a worm. See if I can co-work some nice channel catfish or bass in this. All right, that's good. Let's see, 22 incredible people in it, 23 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. And Heather, how you doing today, Heather? Marty says, hey, Lisa. Marty says, I'm a standard mod. Yes, you are. Let's see, Jason says, hey, Lisa. Arnold says, Dan, howdy, bro. I only have 3 main mods. Well, 4 actually, because my own account here is a mod, the managing mod. Let's see, Beth, how you doing today? Ben. Ben says, how are you feeling, MVP? In quite a bit of pain and a little bit low on juice. Yeah, but I figured sit around the house or come down here and fish for a while. I was going to go to Spanish Lake, but the bus never showed up. And says Arnold. Jason says, hey, Karen. Lisa says, I love Frog's Lake. You and me both. Marty says, hopefully you catch a big fish. I hope so, too. Dan says, we have an invasion of bullfrogs here in Kent, England, threatening our local common frog population. Yeah, I have heard of that. Now, they're native in the United States, so it says, hey, everyone. There's a significant amount of predators down here that will keep those populations from getting too bad, including humans. Frog legs are extremely good just fried. Just fry them like you would chicken. Watching that bobber drift this way. Yeah, that frog came out of underneath there, tried to go after the popper originally, and he took a swipe at the popper, and I didn't want him to grab those troubles. Now, single hook's fine. Unless I'm going to keep him and eat him, I don't want him to grab that treble hook lure. It's been raining pretty good, folks, recently. We've had a tremendous amount of rain. I've done some big night crawlers just in this lake. They're pretty much they work for bait. It's just kind of a weight. It's not grass. You have to forgive me, folks, if I'm not moving around as quickly. Yeah, that old hernia stings like a sucker fish. Too close. I'm sure this lake was hit pretty hard over the 4th of July weekend. Not a lot of people fish for bass, so that's the season the fish is open. I can't even sit like this for very long, folks. It hurts. Come on, fishies. I know you guys are here. We gotta catch some. Come on, bluegill, channel catfish, crappie, green sunfish, something. Yeah, I got a little spinnerbait tied on that one. I don't know if I'm gonna cast her around much. That nightcrawler should get pulverized like that. Watch me cast this nightcrawler over here like this, and watch it get bobber get pulverized by a bass. That happens a lot down here, folks. You'll be casting like a little worm right by the bank, twitching it around, and a big old like 7-8 pound largemouth will come up and obliterate your friggin' bobber. Well, if all else fails, I do know how to get bites. I'm just not sure how hooking these suckers is going to be like this. You can take the weight bobber completely off the sucker and just cast her out there weightless. Get around right there so I know where she is. I've got like 50 night crawlers. That's all I could dig. I didn't have really a lot of energy to dig. And I was lucky enough to hit a spot where I got 50 of them. I'm actually rather surprised. Let's put a fresh one on here before I do this. Yeah, these are my slime worms. These are great worms. I really don't want to waste them on like really itty bitty smaller fish, but there are some bigger fish in this lake, so I got to give them the chance. And that's our little worm trick I used at Venice Lake. Now it doesn't work great down here because there's a lot of bluegill. I'm gonna get a little stinker to catch. Not twice I've done that, folks. I just ruined that worm. And it's the first of the month, folks. That's just a test, folks. That's just a test, folks. It is the first Monday of the month. They do run that. If you guys want, I can turn the volume down here for a minute. I can turn the volume off if you guys want. See, Lisa says, hey everyone. Arnold says, Lisa. Lisa says, hi there. And Eric, how you doing today, Eric? Let me get closer so you guys can hear me. I'm sure that siren's muffling the audio. See, Eric sent that the good luck coin. Thank you so much, Eric. Those gems, I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Smarty says W, Eric. Jason says nice, Eric. Arnold says Eric. Chris says Eric. And Jason with the WWs. Thank you so much. Chris says Jason. Your key got stuck. And Kara says, don't worry, Mike. Take care of yourself, sir. What's important is your health. I'm not pushing it too much, Karen. This is a pretty easy lake to fish. And again, I do apologize for the sirens. They'll be over in just a minute. I can turn the audio down. That is just a test. He says, yeah. Smarty says, to me, just as long as he stays healthy. Keeps fishing. I will keep watching. Thank you so much, my friend. Let's see, and Sailing Cook George. How you doing, George? George says hello, everyone. Dan says, still scary that. If you want, I can turn it down. Chris, no, it's not a tornado warning. It's just a test of the emergency broadcast system. See, Malik says, the sound is not too bad. Jason says, this is a test. Yes, this is a test on the emergency broadcast system. It's a warning so people know that they should watch. Oh, boy. See, Karen says, just check no storms. Yep. See, Chris says Malik. Arnold's laughing his butt off. Jason says Malik. Tell you what, let me turn that down for just a minute, folks. That way you don't get... It's going to be going for a minute or two. All right, that's it. She's over. Yeah, she's over with, folks. Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been on live stream in a while, folks. It's gonna take me a little bit of time to get my legs back in shape where I can handle that river. By the time I do, I'm gonna have to have that surgery to fix the hernia in the first place. Tell you what, I'm going to put a night crawler on here just on the bottom weightless. Well, we're gonna throw a night crawler out here on the bottom weightless, folks. Just hook this good and just throw it out there on the bottom. There's probably some channel catfish and stuff out here, so get that out there. That'll give me an opportunity to fiddle with a few other rods. But I don't have a lot of energy, folks. I'm working on empty and like 20% cylinders right now, folks. Like I'm working on it, folks. So there's picked it up. All that line tightening. Yeah, this is a stouter gold hook, folks. So this isn't one of our tiny little. Got it, folks. All right. No skunk on the feed. Boy, I'm glad you guys are around. I am. This is a little stouter golder hook, folks. I can actually land a carp on this particular hook. Now, it will bend out if I do pull real hard, but I know that the force necessary to do that. Our first fish, second catch of the day. We've caught one bullfrog, and this is our first bluegill. That's a cool guy. Yeah, apparently they're holding on a little deeper. Yeah, there's a lot of cast netters in this lake, so they've learned as soon as the sun gets up in the air to move out just a little bit deeper. Gotta love it, my friends. Check out the patterns on that fish. Gorgeous fish, folks. Gotta love it. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that makes it all worthwhile. Oh, boy. See, Jason says Malek. Oh, it says Jason. And, Love, how you doing today, Love? Love, that's Pups. How you doing, Pups? Pups with the heart emojis. Let's see, Dan says, it doesn't bother me so much. I can hear your audio still. Chris says, what the? Marty says, sorry I had to do something. No worries, my friend. Jason says, our tornado sirens test was an hour before yours in the country. Got you, my friend. Let's see, Spawn, what's going on? How you doing today, Spawn? Spawn says, hi, everyone. Hello from Hungary, 1335. A good grip. Appreciate you coming in, Spawn. Spawn's from Hungary. See, Jason says, hey, Varga. Chris says, Varga. Spawn says, hi, everyone. There's another carp over there, jump. Let's see, yep. Go. Aaron says, nice fish. I appreciate that, my friend. Let me pin that up for us, folks. Thank you, Chris. There we go. Tell you what, while I'm here, why don't I... This never works, but, no, that's not right. Well, I don't know how to set a goal. There it is. Pin to live streams? No. Can't do that. I guess, what is it? I guess Daly is the only one that knows how to do that. I don't. I don't know how to start a goal thing. Not here. It says Toy Pops. It says, well, Mike, I never put frog as a catch in a chat. There's a first for everything. Mind you, July 31st, you're gonna be putting a lot more of them on because they taste very good. I can bring home 3 or 4 of them and have a very good meal. They're actually pretty easy to clean. You just basically just gut them, pull the skin off them legs, cut the legs off, and you're good to go. Clean it off a little bit. And, yep. I seen my grandpa used to do it without even gutting them. He just freaking pull the skin right off them legs and cut them right off. There is some belly meat too, but no one ever worries about that. We used to, back in the day when we were really pressed for food, we used to even eat some of the belly meat. But that's more like gumbo. All right, I wanted to take a few casts with the spinnerbait, but I saw that bluegill hit. Yeah, I don't have much casting strength, folks. It's like I'm casting half the distance I usually do. I don't worm. Come on. He was running with it. Worms go everywhere. I don't need to be moving fast like that, tilting around. Got it, folks. Got him. Hey, that's a little bigger bluegill. All right. Yeah, we're getting up there now, folks. That's a nice meal. Let's see if that'll go 7. Oh man, just a hair under 7, so 6 3/4. That was almost keepable. Now they don't have a length limit in this lake, but I kind of go by under 7 inches for me. Yeah, that's a much prettier color bluegill, folks. Yeah, he's got a little algae on him, so have to bear with me on that. They do get that stuff on them. Gorgeous bluegill, folks. I love it. Man, that is a really pretty one, folks. I love it, my friends. All right, buddy. See ya. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciated. All right. We're catching some fish, folks. It's only taking us one little worm at a time, too. And I'm sure there's some channel catfish, and if I keep throwing this worm out here, I guarantee you that carp over there that's sitting there. We did hook one the other day. We didn't have a stout enough hook on to land that fish. Now, this particular hook is a gold hook. It's a gold eagle claw, so it's a little more stout than our thin wire trout hooks we were using for the bluegill and stuff. That I bent that out. It's not much. It's just enough. Got all mucked up. Oh, that's a, got it, folks. Got him. Running. Awesome. Now we're catching them. That's our third of the day. So 3 green sunfish and a oh, dude. 3 bluegill and a bullfrog. I almost said green sunfish. I don't know why I almost said green sunfish. 3 green sunfish and a bullfrog. That's a darker one there. Yeah, that one looks like he just got off a bed. Gotta love it, my friends. You had to take the weight off out here. Beautiful fish, folks. He's starting to get a hump on him. In another year or two, that'll go 7-8 inches. He's oh yeah, he's just on 7 inches, folks. If I pinch that tail, that would be just about a 7-incher. So that'd be our first keeper of the day. Look at that black spot on him. Those dark lines. Beautiful fish, my friends. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh. Let's see. Karen says, like and subscribe to the channel. Yes, sirree. And Wild, how you doing today, Wild? Wild says, let's go. And Chris says, Wild. He says, 420. Karen says, frog gumbo. Now, that sounds delicious. Jason says, that it does. Yeah, my grandma used to make that. When we were low on food, she would take the frog belly meat and we would make frog gumbo out of it. It's actually extremely good. Karen says, beautiful. Jason says, making me hungry. Here says Natalia. Oh, Natalia, how you doing, Natalia? Talon says, blue gigi. Talon says, huh? See, Karen says, right, Jason, may have to go to the store now. Lisa says, it's your world. We just are lucky to be a part of it. Let's see, Natalia says, what? Jason says, I'm on lunch break. Awesome. I appreciate you dropping by today, Jason. See, Karen says, no frog legs, Jason. Natalia says, oh, yeah, we caught a big bullfrog earlier in the feed. Let me pin that, Chris. Yeah, that bullfrog was about 2 pounds. Yeah, he come up and he tried to eat my bobber. I'm like, what the heck? I'll catch him. They are actually not legal to keep until the July 31st. Then you actually can keep them. They go from July to September. July 31st to September 31st. Let's see. We did release that frog unharmed. He went that way, and then he went back that way, and then he went back that way, and then he went back in the water. He's a little confused. Bluegill fishing channel, catfish fishing, and carp fishing. I do have a. jet. I do have a bass, some bass artificials on as well. There's some big bass in this lake, so I'm trying to diversify our species as much as possible. Our potentials down here are bluegill, channel catfish, crappie, largemouth bass. Yeah, there's a lot of different species in this lake, folks. Common carp, they will hit worm, folks. I've missed one just recently down here, and on a live feed, he dove into the reeds over there on the other side of the lake. We've got a spinnerbait on, and we do have a topwater on. Like halfway good cast. There's a lot of small fry down here. This little spinnerbait really mimics that. I'm trying to get some strength in. I was in a scooter accident recently and spent some time in the hospital. And this is our first trip back out. I was going to go to Spanish Lake and fish for bass and stuff, but the bus never showed up on me, so I decided to come down to my my local pond and fish. A worm. I saw that. Got him, folks. Got him. That's our fourth bluegill, folks. Number 4. Yeah, that's a smaller guy. That's about 5 inches. If I didn't have a lot of worms, I'd be using this for cut bait for catfish, but. So that's our four bluegill and a bullfrog, folks. Hey, for a first trip out after you've been in the hospital for a couple days, I think this is a perfect way to spend some time out here with you guys. Get out on the outdoors and wet the lines. Catch a few fish as well. See you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciated. I do have a popper on as well. This little Rebel pop. I'm sure if I got underneath this tree and dug underneath, but I really don't have the energy to cast underneath this stuff. Like, that's what will happen if I try to do that. I'm gonna cast it into a tree. Let go. Got it off. Stupid trees. Hard enough to cast right now, folks. I don't have a lot of strength in my upper arms. They had me sitting in bed for a couple days there. I was had the IV and everything in me. They wouldn't let me get up. Right back into the tree again. Focus, Michael. You can get it done. You can get underneath that tree. There we go. Got it down there that time. about 85 degrees. We got a little bit of a wind. It's not too bad. It's actually quite pleasant. All right, let me get a worm back out here and I'll come check that chat. Okay, folks? I had to get out, folks. I have to get back in the saddle. We do fish a lot of big rivers and stuff, folks, but after being sick for a while, being in the hospital, it's good just to get out and a little easier location and fish for a while. I don't want to use up all my night crawlers. I really don't. I want these guys. I want to save a lot of them for big catfish and big carp and stuff down on the river. Wrap around the tip, get off it. Back out. Let's come in and check that chat, folks. See what's going on. Talia says, I go catfishing, bluegill fishing, and shell crackers and bass fishing. That's everything except for the shell crackers. This lake is just a little bit too shallow. Let's see, Jason says Johnny. Don't see Johnny here. Let's bite on worm again. Got him, folks. Got him. Yeah, these aren't massive fish, but after being out of fishing for a while, they'll do, folks. They will do. That's a nice little 6.5 incher. Gorgeous colorations on this guy. Beautiful colorations on this guy, folks. Bronzes and gold. So that's our 6 bluegills, folks. So 4, 5, yep, 6 bluegill and a bullfrog. Don't worry, buddy. I'll let you have the worm. You got it down. I'll let you have that worm here, folks. Beautiful bluegill, folks. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Let's see. We got that right there. So, and that hook, and she pops right out. No muss, no fuss, no blood. See, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's one of the good things about those long shank J hooks. When a bluegill gets it down, you can get them out relatively easily. Pretty good. I'm sure we're going to find some channel catfish out here eventually. This lake is stocked with some nice channel cat. And these bluegill are bound to attract something a little bigger. Assuming I can get that little sucker out there a little further. I can't seem to get her out there far enough right now. Put the bobber on there and cast her out there big time, but see, why you say hello to me? You don't know me, LOL. Well, hello, and my name's Mike. Nice to meet you, Natalia. Almost take some of those bluegill home if you actually you could. See, Malik says I bet some bluegill could be good gar bait. They actually are. See, Natalia said, Gary, keep the heck out of bluegill. See, Jason says, Malik, that seems like that's all I catch where I go fishing. And Care Bear, how you doing, Care Bear? I've noticed that Jason, everywhere he goes, he's catching gar. Jason says, really glad to see you out on the water. Appreciate that, Jason. We'll get out again soon enough. See, Jason says, hey, Care Bear. Care Bear says hi, Jason. See 13 incredible people in it. See, and see 43 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. You guys are enjoying the show today. Everybody says hi, Jason. This is an interactive live chat. So while I'm out here, I like to chat with the people at home. No fights that time. Maybe I got a big old catfish coming in here now. Sometimes you'll get those bluegill, and all of a sudden they'll stop. You get like a big old catfish or something coming here. It's not grass. Usually I'd be working up and down this shoreline, folks, but I just don't have the energy to do it. Really, I'm that close to like saying, oh, just go home and go back to bed. After you've been in the hospital for a while, you get very easily tired out. It's not grass. Final worm. Bluegill. I think it's bluegill. That was pulling. Like you got the worm off. Little figure eat it. That one didn't get hooked. You got the bait off. Well, at least we're out here, folks. At least we're fishing. At least we're getting in some quality time. I know there's a couple big old bass sitting underneath this tree. All I got to do is get a night crawler in front of them. A lot of bluegill trying to grab it. A lot of times that's a problem is if you cast a worm over here and a bluegill grabs it before a bass can. If you cast soft plastic into flaking, they get constantly smacked by the bluegill and stuff. Yeah, bluegill or green sunfish. Got snagged. Crap. Hang on, folks. Got to walk off feed here for a minute. Probably dragged me into a rock. Got it back. I don't want to lose that little hook. I've only got a couple goldies left. Most of what I got are little thin wire ones for trout fishing. As you guys remember, on our previous live feed where I was using worm down here, we lost a big, what a nice fish. Jumped out there in the old lake. We lost a nice carp down here because I had one of those bluegill wire hooks on, and that carp hit worm. They'll do that sometimes, folks. They'll right out of nowhere they'll be swimming around and they'll just grab that worm. It's like a regular. My worms are primarily fed with corn, grain, and soybeans, so they already have an extra added yumminess to them for the fishing. I raise these guys, folks, so really, I can't with that. I like a snag on that line. Awesome, wow. I don't want to use all my night crawlers up. Honestly, these guys almost look like they're trying to die on me. Not that hot. cast her back out on the bottom. This is a little bit bigger of a worm, so she should get a little bit more distance to her. Hang on, folks. Let me get this back out there, and I'll come check that chat, okay? Hope you guys are enjoying the show, and hope you're having an awesome Monday. Back. All right. Did you bring corn up? No, I didn't, Jason. I didn't even have the energy to go by Safeway and grab some. Arnold says, hey, everyone. He says, I'm good, Arnold. Lunch break is about over, though. All right, my friend. Thank you for dropping by. Got him. Fish on, folks. Fish on. Another nice bluegill. That's another nice one. Yeah, one about 7 inches. Yep, just exactly 7 inches. So that's our let's see, 5th or 6th bluegill. So 6 bluegill and a bullfrog. That's another one. Looks like he's just coming off the beds. Another mature big male. Another nice one, folks. All right, let's get him back in the water. There you go, buddy. Sorry about that, folks. I didn't see that. Hope you guys didn't either. See, Danny, how you doing today, Danny? Let me repin that. Thanks for coming in, buddy. How you doing? How you doing? Haven't seen you in a bit, Danny. There you go. Let's see. Danny says, good to see you on, Mike brother. Think about what we talked about on the phone. That is a good position. That's kind of the way I am doing right now, Danny. This is very comfortable in this position right here. 16 incredible people in it and 46 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. And he says, good to see you, Jason. And he says, I'm doing good, Mike. Hope you're doing okay as well. I'm doing okay. Don't know how long I can take it out here, but get at least a couple hours in. Hopefully get some catfish or something on here. I don't know how long I'll make it. I really already feel like going back home and going to bed. Let me put my bobber back. Apparently these guys are just holding out deeper, and as long as I put the bobber out deeper, I should be able to get them to hit the bobber. This will make it so I can cast it a little bit better. This bobber weighs quite a bit. I cast this with my bait caster. I threw part of the worm off the knife. Not a whole lot of it. Enough. See, Tink, how you doing today, Tink? Tink says, Mike. How you doing today, my friend? That's bobber gone. Got him. Had him. Hold off, though. You okay, Mike? Good. Let's see. He says, doing good. Doing well. I'm okay. In quite a bit of pain out here, but we're still fishing. I couldn't really go down to the river with this kind of thing. I wanted to go to Spanish Lake and fish. Unfortunately, I waited for about 2 hours for the bus to come, and it never did. So I figured closest place to fish would be Fairgrounds Park. Packed up my gear, came over here, and sat down. I sat out in the sun for 2 hours at the bus stop waiting for the stupid bus to come, and never did. It used up a lot of my energy. After being in the hospital for a couple of days, it's good to get outside again. Get outside and fish. He says prayers for fast recovery. Thank you, my friend. I do appreciate that. Hopefully I heal quick. If you haven't heard, Tink, I fell on my scooter, and it wasn't a bad fall per se. It didn't really hurt me all that much, but what it did was my old hernia surgery. It tore the mesh that was there, along with dislodged a kidney stone that's been set into my kidneys for a while. And that kidney stone is bouncing around in my kidneys. We're hoping that passes right now. So that's those two things are what I'm dealing with right now. And release to the Grease. How you doing, Grease? He says, Mike, good to see you, brother. Hope you're feeling much better. Better, but not 100%. I am on medication right now to kind of dull that pain, but not much. Just what you would get normally. See, Chris says, Danny, Mr. President. Chris says, release. Danny says, Chris. 24 incredible people in it. 48 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. I missed him. Here we're getting bites, folks. Caught 6 bluegill and bullfrogs so far. It's not bad out here sitting underneath this shade tree in the nice, soft grass. Chris, what's up, bro? Chris says, good to see you back again, Danny. Yeah, good to see you in chat, Danny. Appreciate you dropping by, my friend. He says, doing well, Chris, and thank you. And he says, when I feel good, I will be in chat, Chris, or else I'm watching. And I really do appreciate you doing that, Danny. Thank you so much. And he says, watching the game later on, Chris. Chris says, I know, Danny. That's why I'm happy to see you in chat. Who's that bullfrog again down there? Oh, he was thinking, man, he popped it. Got the worm off, huh? And he says, love to you, Chris. See 17 incredible people in at the end. 50 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. Hope you guys are enjoying the show today. Again, I do apologize for not going down on the river and stuff. I'm just not in physical condition to be able to go and do that. But this is the only way I know how to get to rehabilitate, to get out here and fish. I got to start easy, folks. It's tough enough to be out here right now. Chris says, no, Danny, early bedtime. Oh, hey, that's a nice, much bigger bluegill. All right. Come here, buddy. That's another nice little 7-incher, folks. That's our 7 bluegill. So 7 bluegill and a bullfrog so far. Another beautiful one, folks. Yeah, that's just keepable. So, gutted, scale, and cleaned. Flour, cornmeal on that. You have 2 or 3 of those in a pan. Now, that's a meal, folks. In fact, if you want to add fries to it or fries and coleslaw, one of these guys would be enough. And bluegill, they taste awesome, folks. They really do. One of my favorite species of fish to eat. Beautiful guy, folks. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right, buddy. See ya. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciated. Get a worm back out here and I'll come check that chat, okay, folks? Yeah, we're just putting one little squirmy wormy on here. If I knew I was coming down here, I would have focused in more on red worms instead of night crawlers. I let a lot of little red worms go because I didn't think I was going to be. That wasn't my fault, folks. That bust was, yeah, something was wrong. The 40 only has one bust running its cycle, and if it breaks down or someone pukes or something on it, it could take them an hour to fix it. Yeah, biohazards are a big deal nowadays, folks, on buses, including, you know, urine, vomit, that sort of thing. They will shut the bus down for a while. Then he says, LOL. Then he says, I've been working in the yard today. He says, yeah, but you didn't half gain. He says, I feel every muscle. And the Beast, how you doing today, Beast? Beast says, hello, fishing forever. Chris says, I also feel a muscle, but that's a different one. Or, oh boy. Chris says, hey, Beast. And Beast says, hello. Arnold says, Danny, bro. How are you doing? Chris says, Arnold. And he says, doing okay, Chris. Arnold says, hey. The Beast says, I love to fish for trout and crappie, also perch. Good eating. Yep, they are. If I didn't have food at home, guarantee it, this would be one of the first pieces of fish I'd go for. Very easy to catch, very easy to clean, very easy to cook. Heck, you could just take a whole one of these and put them in some fish and rice after they're clean. Add your favorite seasonings to that. That's a meal right there. Karen says, dang, I missed a fish. Yeah, you missed quite a bit, Karen. And he says, 1 bullfrog and 7. Yeah, you got it, my friend. Let me repin that. Oh, there goes my rod again, trying to pull in. There we go. And I see all them pink poo emojis. I hope you wiped. Cleaned up after that, Danny. Guaranteed, yeah, they taste very good. Got 'em, folks. Got 'em. What do we got? That doesn't feel like a bluegill. That's our first catfish. Hey, a little guy, but still. That's our first meow meow. First meow meow of the day. Yeah, that's a little guy, folks. I don't even think they stock them this size. I think this one was probably born in here. It is possible for channel catfish to reproduce in lakes, but it's quite uncommon. They'll lay millions of eggs and maybe only a few will hatch. Look at the spots on that guy, folks. First meow meow of the day. Yeah, that would go about ½ pound, 3/4 of a pound. It's honestly about the same size as some of the ones you buy in the stores. Check out them spots on that guy. Yeah, he does not like being held, folks. Hang on, buddy. Just a little bit longer on YouTube, and then I'll get you unhooked, and then I'll get you back in the water. Hear him? He's talking to you guys. Like, subscribe, share. Well, the catfish says it. Meow, meow. Hi, buddy. Yeah, that's almost a cat. It's not quite a kitten. Because I can hold this one relatively easily without getting finned. So, they're right on the upper part of the jaw. All right. Hook is out. No muss, no fuss, no blood. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh boy, oh boy. Hey, I'm happy, folks. I got out here and I got to fight a fishy. Yeah, this is on a 8-pound test, so it's not that heavy a line. It's not like our river gear. I had her set up for lake fishing today. I was gonna go to Spanish Lake, or there is a new location I've been meaning to show on live stream. I haven't gotten to do it. It's not quite as far as Spanish Lake, so I might have stopped there. I never got the opportunity because the dang bus never came. Yeah, we got a little wing knot in our line, folks. Hang on. That's why she didn't cast. That bobber's already gone. Got him, folks. Awesome. Got another one. So 8 bluegill and a channel catfish. Boy, that's a bright colored one, folks. That is a pretty bright colored bluegill. Now that'll go about, about 7 inches as well. Haven't seen any 8-inchers today, but these guys are more than willing to hit the lines. Beautiful guy, folks. Gotta love it. Gotta love it, my friends. Switch her around here. You guys can get a view of the other side. Yeah, it's always, grass is always greener on the other side, know what I mean? And we got an egret over here in the trees. He's watching me. He's waiting for me to give him a fishy. Sorry, buddy. You're gonna have to catch your own. Alright, hook is out. No muss, no fuss, no blood. Gorgeous bluegill, folks. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Alright, let's get back into chat and see what's going on, folks. Let's see, Latonia. How you doing, Latonia? Latonia says MVP, hey. Chris says, hey, Latonia. Latonia says, hey, Chris. Arnold says, Latonia. And Chris with the kitty cat emojis. B says, nice stabber. Yep, that's an eater size, but barely. See, Danny says, 1 bullfrog, 1 sea, and 1 meow meow. Gotta redo that again, Danny. Let's see, Latonia says, hey. Seeing the fisherman. How you doing? The fisherman says hi. Latonia says, pretty kitty. Tiny says, bravo, bravo. Arnold says hi. Chris says, BRB. Karen says, too cute. Let's see, Malik says, I love the spots on those catfish. B says, cool looking colors. Thank you, my friend. And Karen with the thumbs up gem, my friend. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Malik, Danny says, Malik, it is raining there. Chris says, nice size. Awesome, my friend. Let me get back to some fishing, folks. 13 incredible people in it. 58 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. You guys are enjoying the show today. Let's see, Miss Giggy. How you doing, Miss Giggy? Hi, Miss Giggy. Thank you for coming in, my friend. Hope you're enjoying the show today. Yeah, I got to make a living, folks, so I'm out here. I got to get back on my feet as quickly as I can. Tonya says, hey, Miss Kiggy. And Allie. No, but that's not it. Tonya. Okay. Emmy, how you doing, Emmy? Emmy says, hey, Matt. Heard about what happened. Man, hope you're doing good. Thank you so much for that, Emmy. We're healing. That's all I can say. Still in a little bit of pain, but we're managing. Well, not a little bit of pain, quite a bit of pain, folks. Actually, I'm just glad to be out here fishing with you guys. We got it around the tip, and it will not come off. Usually that'll bounce off, but that one won't do it. Right? Hey, at least we're finding fish, folks. 8 bluegill and a channel catfish so far. Put that out for keep the queen knot in there, blocking it. Our channel cat was a little bit further out. See, Arnold says, Miss Hello. Arnold says, 48, hey. Miss Diggy says, Latona and Arnold. Right, we're looking good for chat. That goes bobber again. Oh, man. They're popping at every cast out there, folks. No, he didn't get the worm off. Let me see if he'll hit it again. I know. I just see all this shoreline. I know if I casted it for a while, I get some bass, but man, I just don't have the strength in me to do it. Just doing this hurts quite a bit. That bobber slipped on me again. These bobbers, they slip one direction, but they won't slip the other direction. So they feel like they're tight. The only way to do it is to double them. Then you're putting stress on that line. I hate doing that. Man, that carp's making a ruckus right over to you guys' left. That's about a 7 or 8 pound carp. You guys probably heard that in the background. And Malik, thank you so much for being a member for a month. Thank you so much, Malik. Thank you. Sonia, see, Karen says, yep, 1 bullfrog, 8 bluegill, and channel catfish. You got it right, Karen. Let me pin that. Not what I wanted. There we go. Clean that worm off. Cleaned completely. I could probably put a little soft plastic on here and get these guys to hit, but it'd be tough to hook them though. They'll hit soft plastic down here this time of the year, but hooking them is another matter. They tend to spit those guys out pretty fast. Where's my popper at? I have a hard time believing there's not a big old bass or something down here underneath this tree. Got him, folks. Got him. Nice one. 9. You don't have to count this yet, Kara. You can leave yours up. Even though this is number 9, we'll leave yours up for a little while. Now, that is a dark, beautiful colorations on this one. Man, that's probably the prettiest one we've gotten so far. And that's oh man, that is so close to 7 inches. 6 and 9/10. Almost a 7-incher, folks. Those are just some gorgeous colorations on that guy. Check out those spots when you get them in there close. I can hold them still. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. See you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciated. I'm just checking our time, folks. I had a pretty good idea of the time I wanted to spend out here today. I wanted to make sure I pushed myself to that time frame. I wanted to push our first feed back out of 2 hours, and we've been in about an hour and 15 minutes. So we've got a little bit of time to go. Hour and 20. It was just turning to 20 minutes. So we got a little bit of time, folks. Oh, that's a good cast. I've been trying to get over there. Dang it. Pull a rod in on me. Man, I'm just so amazed it's not getting hit. Underneath this tree is usually one big bass sitting right there that does not like anything coming near his spot. Now, he can come up in there and bust up at something and not get hooked 9 times out of 10, but usually he'll come up and smack at it. I should probably put the spinnerbait on this open space so I can get a better cast underneath this tree. Better distance with that spinnerbait. So I think that spinnerbait is going to be one more that might get us a bass. Where is it? It's on my bait test. Must I knock my soda over? I've knocked my soda over. Yeah, I've had this on for a while. Spinnerbait. I haven't done any bass fishing for a while. Warm again. Got him, folks. Got him. John. Look, nice bluegill. That's 10 bluegill, folks. 10 bluegill, a channel catfish, and a bullfrog. And he's got a little leaf there. And that's a little lighter colored one there. I love it, my friends. I love it. All right, buddy. Well, you are some interesting patterns on him. Beautiful fish, folks. Ah! And these guys are mean. Right, see ya. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Let me check out that chat, see what's going on. see, Colby, what's going on? How you doing, Colby? He says, thank you, thank you, thank you. He says, Colby. Let's see, Karen says, hello, Colby. Colby says, Miss Karen, Miss Gigi, Arnold, Latonya, Danny, Malik, Chris, Eileen, and Tink. Tony says, hey, Limbom. You got it right, Colby. There you go. See, Limbo says a pretty fish. Karen says nice fish. Latonia says got another one. And HK, how you doing, HK? HK Projects asked, hit fish, my bro. Yeah, we're catching fish today. Getting some nice bluegill, channel catfish, and we got a big old bullfrog. Now that bullfrog's mine once the bullfrog season starts because they taste very good. That was like a 2-pound bullfrog. If I caught 2 of those bullfrogs that size, I'd have a meal for myself. The bullfrog's legs on that sucker was that long. He had some meat on his bones, that's for sure. I was just sitting here, right, working a popper, and he... Oh, look at that. Dropped it right by the water. Man. Yeah, that's a long ear, folks. That's not a bluegill. That's a different species, folks. Check out the colorations on this guy. Look at the oranges on him. Oranges, those bright spots. Beautiful fish, my friends. Yeah, I was just dropping the line there to cast her out, and she hit. Yeah, I figured I wasn't in great shape to go down and fish a river or something. I was going to fish Spanish Lake. Yeah, it's a pretty easy run as long as I get the bus. But the bus, after 2 hours of sitting in the sun, I'm like, yeah, I forget it. I quit. I packed up my gear and came to the nearest open water location, which is Fairgrounds Park. Beautiful fish, my friends. Yeah, that's about 7 inches, so that's just a keeper. They get much bigger. These guys get very big in this lake. These guys get to be about 10 inches long in this lake. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciated. Yeah, I didn't even get to cast, folks. I just put my line down there for a second like this. My line gets wrapped around the tip quite a bit. We use river gear a lot on these things, so that line can get twisted up. And to check that, I dropped that line for a split second to make sure that that line wasn't spun around the tip. And before I could pick her back up, she got popped. I'm going to put my spinnerbait on my lighter rod. Not actually a great idea because there are some big old bass in this lake. Our personal best this year in this lake is just under 6 pounds. Like a 5.89 or a 5.92 or something like that. And that's in this lake. We got some bigger bass in other locations. We got some stripers down on the river over 10 this year. I know largemouth versus stripers, and I did catch those stripers on actual live bait, but still, bass is a bass, folks. Let me turn up this line here. Where are my clippers? I don't have them, so let me just use my lighter here. Use my lighter real quick. There's my lighter. Well, one good thing is I didn't waste the money on bus fare today, so I was going to try a different location, folks. There's a little lake called Fountain Lake Softball Complex. It's on the way to Spanish Lake. It's not quite as far. And I was going to fish that. Unfortunately, the bus never came. Now, if I don't wear them. Got him, folks. Got him. That's a little guy. That's just a little thinker. A little 5-incher. Little femur. Yeah, that's just a little female guy, folks. That's just a little guy. That's just a little guy. We're gonna get him off of here. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciated. That's 9, 10. Well, we'll count that as that one long-eared as a bluegill. So we'll go 11. Well, 11 bluegill, a channel catfish, and a bullfrog. Should probably cast it underneath this tree for a minute. I haven't done that. There's usually some nice channel catfish underneath this tree too. Haven't done it yet. The 20 says, "Hey, Limbaum." Limbo says, "Pretty fish." Arnold says, we call carp." Says Zan. Guitar says, "It's a jackpot." I do catch and cooks every once in a while. I did one last winter with trout. I've been meaning to do one down on the river, but I got sick. I fell on my scooter, hurt my hip pretty bad, so I was out of commission for a little bit. CHK says, "Hello, Mr. Arnold. How are you?" See you in Tabarka. How you doing, Tabarka? Tabarka says hi. Says, "I'm good." This Chris says, "Don't forget to like and subscribe and share." HK says, "Are there many predator fish in that lake?" They don't have like pike or anything, but there are a good population of largemouth in this lake. There are a few flathead, not many. There might be 8 or 10 flathead in this lake. They don't survive very well. The conservation only throws in a few. It's a little shallow. Oh, there's a got to keep on. All right. What were we talking about? The bass? Yep, we got one. Pop that spinnerbait when I put on that lighter 6-pound test. Come here, buddy. Yeah, these guys get to be about 7, 8 pounds in this lake. I wish you'd hold still so I can get you. Got him. Man, he wouldn't hold still. Awesome fish, folks. Now I feel content. I call me a bassie. I feel content. Now that's just a little like 3/4 of a pound fish, but not quite a pound on that one. But hey, hit the little mini Strike King spinnerbait. Awesome fish, folks. Gotta love it. Gotta love it, my friends. Now that is a gorgeous little bassie. All right, buddy, let's get the hook out of you. Yeah, you got it right in the upper part of the jaw. Hook is out. All right, buddy. Come see me when you grow up. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, I feel more satisfied, folks. I told you changing that line. I went from 8-pound test to 6-pound test with this little mini Strike King spinnerbait. He pulverized it. All right, that was fun, folks. See 16 incredible people in and seeing 69 thumbs up. See Karen says, "Yep, one bullfrog, one." You guys can't keep up. See Tony says, "Woohoo!" HK says, get jackpot again." Mark says, "A bass is a bass." You got that right, my friend. See, Chris says nice pass. Karen's got it. Let me place that pin. There we go. And not bad for a guy that was just in the emergency room in intensive care, not more than 18 hours ago. I think I'm doing pretty good. There are some really big bass in this lake, folks. They get to be about 7 or 8 pounds. My personal best in this lake is actually just over 10 pounds, but that was about 8 years ago. I don't think there are any more than about maybe 7 or 8 pounds left in here anymore. She's just gotten a little bit too shallow over the years. They need to redo this lake. They need to dig them out. Because this lake is 3 different holes. This is one hole here, and you got a big canal between there, and you got another hole down there. And each one is kind of disconnected by a bridge, so they can cut these areas off and redo those pretty easy. Let's see, Radio, what's going on? How you doing, Radio? Radio says, hey, Mike, greetings from Cincinnati. Awesome, my friend. Got him, folks. Got him. I don't think that's a... No, that's just a bigger bluegill. Man, they are getting bigger. Yeah, that's over 7 inches, folks. It's about 7.5 on this one. That's a dingy old male, but man, that's a nice one. Yeah, that's a dingier colored one, but that's a bigger bluegill. Awesome fish, folks. And something looks like something tried to take a bite out of him. You see that on that side, folks? Looks like something tried to eat him. There are some quite a few predators in this lake. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. Let's see if I can get a hook out of you, buddy. Yeah. Looks like this one might be the first one we keep. See if I can get lucky. Oh, you got lucky, buddy. Yep. See ya. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good thing about these long hooks, folks. You can bend that hook forward, and usually that hook will pop out without hurting them. That's bluegill. That doesn't work for like bass and crappie. That particular hook. It only works for bluegill. Oh. And Karen's got it again. One bluegill, you got it right. Let me replace that pin, Karen. You're keeping up with it, my friend. An hour and 40 minutes. Bye. Got it, folks. Yeah, that little guy. Yeah, still about... Actually, that's not that small. That would be almost keepable, but it's close. That would be almost. Crazy carp, man. You guys hear that in the background, right, folks? That carp keeps jumping over there. Okay. All right. Check it out, folks. See you, buddy. Yeah, I didn't want to show that one on feed. Had a little bit of a problem. But there are big turtles in this lake, folks. So if one happens to not make it, it won't be wasted in this lake. That one should be fine. That's why I got him back in the water quickly. I know I didn't show him off to you guys, but I didn't want to. The less time in the out of the water, the better with that one. See, Latonia says, you're on a roll. Reeling him in. And you got it right again, Latonia. Boy, 2 hours of bending up and down like this should help to get me back in shape. This was one of the big thoughts that I had when I came down here to fish, folks, is where can I go to get a little bit of a workout, but not too much of a workout. Something to get my body back in shape. And this was a perfect idea. There's a lot of small fry in this lake, folks, so this little I'm sorry about this, folks. My arm is. I was trying to get some extra oomph on that, and I'm not ready to be casting hard. That's about as far as I can cast. I usually cast twice that far. Last time that happened, it came back and did the second turn. Oh. All over the screen like that. Not grass. Not grass. Yeah, I'm just trying to make her 2 hours, folks. That's all I'm trying to do. Trying to get back in shape here a little bit. Trying to get out here and work out a little bit. About the top. Look at the back. Look at the big boil over here. Could have been more than a pound or two, but still a nice fish. I think I would have Indians cast that all of them. I'm trying, folks. I caught one. That keeps happening. I'm off by about 8 to 10 inches today. Guys. I don't want to get off feed, but I may have to get a cast on here. Well, the tree again. This is a little lake called Fairgrounds Park in St. Louis, Missouri, folks, if you're new to the channel. Pop, come on. Twice. Do that. I did. Wow, that's exactly. Dang. As soon as I start to reel that, you feel pop. Now, obviously, there are going to be some smaller bass around these edges. They're still thinking this is a pretty small fry or something going after it. So, a lot of those strikes are going to be smaller fish. Man, too bad at that time. Again, not that big. Still, would have been nice to. Would have been nice to let it cook. Let's get this one back out of here. I'll tell you what, I'll check that tap. 4% here. Chris says, welcome back, Smarty. Smarty says, hi, Chris. Karen says, WB. Smarty says, and who pinned my comment? And it's been a lot of catches, my friend. It's when you're dealing with pinned comments, it's first come, first serve. Just let me see if I can catch a fish here for you. The way I can, you can replace that pin if you can get it in there fast enough, and you get it right. As you can see, we've been catching different species of fish. We've caught channel catfish and bass as well. And we caught a bass about maybe 3/4 of a pound. Nice little fun size. They still shooting fireworks all over this place, all over this neighborhood. Ah, crap. Snagged. Got a tree. Hang on. I gotta get this off. While I'm here, I might as well, well, maybe not. Tangled up all over the tip. Come off on me. Alright. Take the cast a little bit further than where we can get with our camera set up here. Probably won't get anything. Like I said, in the deeper part of this, part underneath the tree rather than the shallow part. Alright. Just trying to make it 2 hours. Just trying to make it 2 hours out here right now. Hey, the sun come out. I think I've had enough sun. I sat in the bus stop with the sun off. 2 hours. I think I've had enough for today. Still here. Ah, snag. Another snag. Maybe I spooked him on this side. maybe I need to put a fresh worm on. Let's find out. You might not like that worm on there. Might shoot up. So put on a little fresh squirmy wormy. These are all big guys. I don't want to use these things down here. I did dig some smaller ones. I'm picking out the smaller ones right now. I don't need a night crawler a foot long in water clarity. You can see about 10 inches. Now down on the river, the water clarity is about 2 inches, so you need that big night crawler on the bait over there to get him to find it. Bite. Got him, folks. Got him. Took me a minute. Awesome fish, folks. Another nice bluegill. That's just a hair under 7 inches. Yeah, just a hair under 7 inches. Could go about 6 3/4. This guy's mean. Bit me twice already, and he's looking for more. Dude, give it up. You're already through blood. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. Now all you have to do now is just the first person that pins up the last catch that was on there, added extra bluegill to it. Gotta love it, my friends. All right, buddy. See ya. Thank you. Thank you. See, 15 incredible people in it, seeing 74 thumbs up. Awesome, folks. So what did everyone do today? Let's see, Chris says, can we break 100 today? Let's go. Karen says, not much, just chilling, Smarty. Marty says, let's hit 100 likes. Marty says, same here, Karen. Same here. Just, I wanted to get out for a little while, get a good workout. And this is an hour and a half, 2 hour workout. Let's see, Smarty with the arms emoji. Karen says, be safe. And Justin, how you doing? Justin asks, any sharks caught today? Nope, no sharks caught today. See, Chris says, don't text and drive, Smarty. Smarty says, LOL, no. Chris says, Justin, not yet. Marty says, I ain't driving. Marty says, I'm in the back seat with my mom. Marty says, I didn't even have a permit. Chris says, good, Smarty. We don't want anything happening to you. Marty says, I know. Karen says, nice, Mike. Chris says, go, Smarty. Chris says, yep, smash that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching MBP Fishing. Yep, you got it right. Chris has got it right. Oh, wait, one bullfrog, 14 bluegill, a bass. You missed the channel catfish, Chris, so pin goes to Karen. Atotari. Atotari, my friend. Atotari. Yeah, she's smarter than you. She got it right. Hey.
Yeah, you got today.
Nice bluegill, one channel catfish, one bass. So, just sitting underneath a nice shade tree. It's something, right?
Yeah.
I just came out of the hospital myself. I've been in there 3 days in intensive care.
Dang.
Yeah. Scooter got into an accident.
Oh, the scooter got into one?
So I got into an accident. Yeah, I didn't hurt myself, my physical body, but when I hit the ground so hard, it tore my hernia surgery real good.
Oh,
and dislocated an old kidney stone that's been sitting on my side over here.
so fast bite good? Or
No,
slow?
spinnerbaits, they're hitting like that type of thing. There's a lot of bait fish around the shoreline, so if you got a spinnerbait or something, anything that flashes, they'll hit pretty good.
I'm just gonna go try to get some.
What I'm using, I'm sure if you get a bobber and a worm.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna try to go for the carp too.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing them jumping out here.
Yeah, I got a small hook that I'm gonna throw out there.
Oh dude, you see that? Dude, this,
Yeah, as soon as you got in the water.
man, that dude, this water folks.
You got in there.
Got it, folks. I've got a tangle on my line. Trying to get the tangle out. Yeah, good catching a lot of these guys. But, hey, fun underneath a nice little shade tree. I'll take it any day of the week.
Yeah, I will too.
Awesome bluegill, folks. Beautiful guy. By the way, I'm doing a live stream. My channel is MBP Fishing. MB is in boy, P is in Paul Fishing. You can check out the stream right now.
What you live on?
YouTube.
Okay.
Now I'm monetized, so I make the big nickels. Sometimes dimes, but mostly nickels. Gorgeous fish, folks. Gotta love it. Alright, buddy. See ya. Thank you. Thank you. I just needed a good workout, you know, after being in the hospital for those couple days, you know, your legs atrophied. Just get out here, do a little
business.
Yep.
So I can catch.
Yep. Wet the lines, drown a few worms.
Yeah.
Can't beat it. And we've been in an hour and 57 minutes, folks. I just wanted to make her 2 hours, like a good 2 hour.
Oh, 2 hours live.
Yeah, 2 hours. Don't want to push her too much the first day out here, all right? Because wind back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read the chat from this. That way everyone's chat gets read instantly as it comes in.
Oh, okay.
And that films her. Gets perfectly clear pictures of her. Yeah, Chris says, don't smash the like button. Yes, sir, read, my friend. Boy. Chris says, yep, Mike Karen has it right. Karen says, if someone else wants to do it, that's fine with me. And Trucker, what's going on? How you doing today, Trucker? He says, ooh, what's up? And Danny says, have a good one, Mike. In and out. Bye, all. See you around. All right, thanks for dropping by, Danny. Danny's in the Netherlands right now. Can you believe that?
Oh, man.
Yeah, so is Chris. They're watching from all on the other side of the world. Karen says, beautiful fish. I have to go to channel on this one. Waylon, how you doing today, Waylon? Waylon says hi. And you got it right here. Let me repin that.
Well, I'll be back. I'm gonna go get my bait and get my pole.
All right, good luck.
All right.
Hey, who knows? I might have made a sub. Probably not. You never know. Yeah, we're just pushing in 2 hours, folks. I think we've done pretty good so far today, folks. I really do. Our first day out in a while. What better way to get back into the hook setting game than coming out here and fishing for some bass and some bluegill and some channel cat. I would love to get one of these big old carp on, but man, they are tough, folks. These carp are heavily fished for. I still never got that wing knot out that was in there 20 minutes ago. Every time I tried, freaking bobber went down on me. All right, that's back. By the worm. Taking it. Got him, folks. Got him. Another nice little guy. That's a little guy. That's just a cute little 5-incher. But he deserves his time on YouTube, folks. Yeah, he deserves his time on YouTube. Beautiful guy, folks. Yeah, that's just a little 5-incher. That would be cut bait. But we're not keeping fish today, so he gets let back in. Well, she gets let back in the water. That's a little femur. That's a little female. Gotta love it, my friends. Gotta love it. Hey, buddy. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciated. And that is it, folks. We made it 2 hours. All right, let me make sure I've talked to everyone's chat here today. Yeah, we made it 2 hours, folks, and I am surprised I did that. Especially after sitting out there on that dang bus for 2 more hours. Ugh. Let's see, Waylon says, do you fish? Let's see, Tony says, 7007 likes for supporting MVP Fishing. Yes, sir, and I do appreciate every single one, my friends. 20 incredible people in and seeing 78 thumbs up. Eric, how you doing, my friend? Eric asks, the alligator snapping turtles sit on the bottom with the luring tongue playing like a worm. That is quite correct. They will sit with that little luring tongue and wait for a bluegill to come up and gulp. They've got dinner. Let's see, Waylon asks, do you fish? I have been fishing. All right, Karen, let me make sure to pin up that last one for us. Yeah, we have been in just over 2 hours and 2 minutes. We made it, folks. Eric says, is that a cichlid fish? No, that was a bluegill. That was a common bluegill. Or sunfish is commonly known. Some people call them sunfish, bluegill. Waylon says, you're cool. I appreciate that, my friend. I hope you enjoyed the show. Let's see, Dopa. How you doing today, Dopa? Dopa asked, I caught a bullfrog. Yeah, I caught a bullfrog. He followed my popper, and the dang thing wouldn't leave my popper alone. So I put a worm by his butt, and yeah, I caught him. And that made him leave. He wouldn't leave my popper alone. Stinker. Let's see, Waylon says hi. Yeah, I worked a popper down this shoreline, right? And he followed it from way over there to right here, right in front of me. So I saw his head sticking up there like, no way is this thing going to let me keep passing any kind of artificial around. So I stuck a little worm right by his head and gulp. And Dopa's laughing his butt off. Let's see, Eric says, what's going on, fellas? And good fishing day. Tucker says, hey, bro, how are you all? I'm doing okay. We've been in our 2 hours. We caught a heck of a lot of bluegill, a nice bass, a nice channel catfish. A 2-hour feed, I think that's good to start with after being in the hospital for a couple days. Gets our legs stretched out and get us back in shape. All right, folks. I think we're going to end her up today. 2 hours in. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great Monday. Hope you guys enjoy the show. I'm just going to add my old good luck. Stay safe. I hope to see you on the water, my friends. Keep doing what you love. Keep them lines tight. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you. Appreciate it.